What drug is the most addictive, the most dangerous in your view? Not maybe not technically, like specifically which drug, but more like in our society today, what is a highly problematic drug? We talked about psychedelics not being that addictive. On the other flip side of that, you mentioned cocaine. Is that the top one? Is there something else that's a concern to you?
It depends, and you've already alluded to this nuance. It depends on how you define it. If we're talking about on the ground today,
Yes,
in modern society, I'd say nicotine, tobacco.
oh, interesting.
I mean, in terms of mortality, it kills far more than any other drug known to humankind. 4 times more than alcohol, like 500,000 deaths in the U.S. every year, and about 5 to 6 million worldwide due to tobacco. That's 4 times more in the U.S. than alcohol. And if you graph all of the drugs, legal and illegal, put all of the illegal drugs in like one category on that figure, and you put alcohol and tobacco on that figure, all the illegal drugs combined, they're a barely visible blip to this incredible, even all of the opioid epidemic rolled up along with cocaine and everything else, meth, barely shows up compared to tobacco.
That's one of those uncomfortable truths that I don't know what to do with. It's like where everybody's freaking out about coronavirus, right? And nobody's it's all relative. If you look at the relative thing, it's like, well, why aren't we freaking out about cigarettes, which we are increasingly so over the historically speaking, right?
Right. It's like terrorism versus swimming pools. I remember that being back in after the war on terror started. Yeah. It's like, there's not even comparison.
Okay. So, that's a little sobering truth there. Because I was thinking like cocaine, I was thinking about all these hard drugs, but the reality is relatively nicotine is the big one.
And you didn't ask about mortality or deaths. You asked about addiction, but that really is hard to evaluate. It gets into those nuances I spoke of before about there's not a unidimensional way to measure reinforcement. It kind of depends on the situation and what measure we're looking at.